All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Billiard Breakdown today. We have number 8, Rick Hovey, accepting a challenge from number 9, Jason Rivera. Rick Hovey has chosen one pocket. This is the top 10 players in Rochester, New York. And this match is going to be a race to 3 in one pocket pool. Mickey Goldberg will be joining me later on in the commentary. The players will lag for the break shortly, and I hope you guys enjoy the match. Jason Rivera wins the lag, and he's going to start off with an advantage with the break. Depending on which side you choose to break from, the opposite side is going to be your corner pocket. If Jason chooses to break from the right, the nearest left corner pocket is going to be his pocket. First player to pocket 8 balls in their corners wins. Mickey, I was just telling the viewers how winning the lag and getting the break in one pocket is a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, I mean, definitely at the lower levels of one pocket, they say it's about a 1.5 ball advantage, but some of the pros try to say it's maybe only a half ball advantage at their level, but you definitely do send some balls towards your hole first. So let's see how he does with his break. So he actually goes for a 4th ball break, trying to contain, preventing the corner ball from leaking out to Rick's side. So since he broke from that side, Jason's hole will be the lower left-hand corner from where we are. Rick will be the lower right-hand corner from what we're looking at. Little containing shot, drops the cue ball below the balls that are available. We'll see how containing Jason tries to play here. Tries to spin the cue ball into the stack, but he does keep it below. But Rick is able to see many balls.
Yeah, but like sometimes if it's like really busy, you guys want another one? I made one.
And he goes for the bank and comes up a little short.
Almost looked like he went for a carom
Yes,
off the 4.
Definitely, he was trying to play the carom. I agree. It allowed him to control the cue ball a little bit easier. So Jason has an opportunity to bank this 9 ball if he wanted and chase the cue ball up table, but most likely he'll be using this 11 and trying to get to the long rail. Doesn't want him to get too high where he leaves a bank on this 9.
The calls. If I could Two.
All right, Rick plays a decent shot. Didn't completely get behind the stack, but also didn't sell this 2-ball out. So Jason does have an opportunity, if he wanted to play this 2 off the 1, get this cue ball into the glove, as we call it, or the stack. Welcome, Christine, to the chat room. He does get the cue ball into the glove, but there is an edge of this ball available, so I'm not sure if Rick's going to be able to do much with it.
It's really looking like this is going to be a slow rack. Just trying to leave that cue ball, I guess, towards the short rail nearest to us, and slow playing it.
Yeah, again, that's like the different levels of one pocket where people first start to leave cue ball like next to the rail, and then the next level is where you start to really pay attention to like cutting off angles and getting the cue ball tight up against other balls, and realizing that a good hold against any ball anywhere on the table will really secure a safe. So he gets the ball down here, as we were just discussing, frozen to the rail, and we'll see if Rick tries to leave him inside of the stack here, right? Leaving him tighter to the balls. But when you don't have any balls near your hole and you leave a cue ball near the stack, it's easy to rub off the stack and not have to worry about anything.
This 4-ball may also, the cue ball may be in the way of the 4-ball getting spotted here. Let's see. Not quite.
Yeah, and even if it was, it would just get frozen to the cue ball pretty much, or as close as you can. Yeah, even just a hair of a gap placing that cue ball could be the difference. And you don't want to do anything too difficult. I mean, you should be able to just push that 4-ball into the... I mean, he's going to shoot below it because he's not comfortable shooting straight at the 4-ball that close. And this is where, balls can leak out. You see, he chased the cue ball a little too much.
Where do you think he was trying to get that cue ball?
He was trying to do a drag draw shot, but since he was hitting the ball so thin, the cue ball kind of takes off on him. Like, people think that they're going to jack up and hit low, and it's a touchy little shot. You're better off just rolling.
Nice shot to Rick, getting his first point.
So yeah, Rick actually getting the first point on Jason's break. So he does have these 2 balls tied up, the 5 and the 11. So banking at this 1 is available. But it's not necessary. I'm not really a fan of banking this because the cue ball wants to go up table. And he noticing it as well. You're better off just scraping the side of this ball, going 2 rails behind the stack. So just edge this ball and send the cue ball long rail, short rail, and go behind the stack. He kind of did a little bit of that. He put a ball on his side of the table.
I probably would have tried to leave it further down on the short rail.
Yeah, well, but also when you drop it all the way down to the short rail, then you leave that ball available to just be moved back to your hole. Now he uses the stack to protect the ball that's now on his side of the table, which is very important.
You lay it out so nice. I love it.
Yeah, distance could be your friend here, and Jason does have an aggressive shot where he could back cut this 1 ball, use outside English, and hold the cue ball up table, and basically bait Rick to shoot this 1 ball that's on his rail. It's not the greatest. It would have been good if he missed the stack.
He does leave Rick that kind of a bait shot, but if Jason misses this, if Rick misses this, Jason doesn't really have an obvious shot to go after.
Yeah, but this ball definitely could be. You can shoot it with force follow. Yeah,
Look at Rick shooting on point right now.
yeah, I wonder how he hit that cue ball. Did he actually use outside English, and that's why it's slowed down like that? Oh, it's interesting.
Drilled in your head.
Kind of looked like he just pushed through it. But hard to say.
And he butchered the one ball trying to.
Gets lucky with the roll.
And we got a score line of 3-0. Well, I mean, could you edge the one? It's not really gonna get you behind the 8 ball like you would want to. Shoot the 12 and go up table with the cue ball, but it's not as advantageous.
Is he trying to bank the 8?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at first. Oh, he's sending the cue ball. Is he gonna get away with it? Kind of gets away with it. I think he doubled up the 9. Yeah.
You're talking about the 13 and 3?
Yeah, the 13. Sorry, yes, the 13 and 3.
Shout out to Nicole Simonetti in the live chat saying, "Go Ricky." Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of options if you wanted to be aggressive here. You could bank the 11. You can even cut this 1 and go all the way up table and send that 1 really close to your corner. Looks like
Bank the.
Yeah, that's.
Almost looks like a straight on combo. Almost.
I mean, no matter what, you got to shoot this combo if you're Jason. I mean, I know you're a little tight to this ball, but you have to think of it as one pocket where you can push, and you can have both balls kind of sitting next to the hole. You don't have to shoot it.
I think he's got a pretty good chance of making this combo.
Yeah.
You don't have to do much with the 1 to make it.
Yeah, but
hit
he's
the
worried
right
about
spot.
double hitting, so he's jacking up instead.
Yeah, surprised to see that.
Yeah, he was just a little worried about being so close to the ball, just like he was on the previous, shot that we discussed.
Tough to tell from our angle, but it kind of looked like double hitting that 1 ball wasn't too much of a concern because your cue would be aimed more upwards.
Yeah, and you don't even have to shoot it for that much speed. You can just, lob the balls to your hole. Yeah. So, well, let's see if Rick can bear down and get position on the 5.
On the 6
Yeah, 6 to the 5.
to the 5.
What's this ball over here?
That's the 1 ball.
Oh, the 1 ball? Jeez, sorry. Yeah, that's the ball I'd be playing position for.
Even if he accidentally bumps into the 13, well,
He needs this ball to double up. And Jason's going to be able to run away. This could be dangerous, folks. Jason's
does the 1 clear? The 1 looks like it clears.
Yeah, but I don't even know if he needs to shoot the 1 first. He's straight in on this 8. He can draw straight back to get a good angle.
I think he's got a slight angle on the 8 to where if he draws back, he could nick the 1 and move it towards the center. He did have that slight angle on it,
Yeah,
though.
he was reaching. That's why he couldn't get a good stroke on the ball.
But Jason on the board with his first point. Kind of seems like he was considering the kick into the 12.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be kicking if you don't need to in this game. Yeah, he could slow roll and get behind this 13. No, he's shooting at the 13. Okay.
And Rick should be able to clear this out.
Yeah. Just gotta make sure you're not getting baited. Make sure that you're not selling out something interesting. I mean, the 3 ball's a little too high. You kind of have this 15 ball that could be 2 railed to the other side of the hole, so you kind of want to protect. So I'd actually be going a little bit force follow and try to get tight onto the 1 ball a little bit. No, he just lobs at this ball. This is where people, sometimes balls can do things that you weren't expecting, and you can sell out combos or banks because you left breathing room, as they call it.
Also, shout out to Christine Strong. Here at Billiard Breakdown in Rochester, New York, we host regular tournaments on Fridays and Sundays. Reach out to Christine Strong if you're interested in signing up or if you would like more information.
And there's an example of not noticing what you might have sold. Oh, wow, what a great opportunity at that 2-railer he took. And the way they landed, this is not going to be an easy bank. See, this depends on the quality of the player. There are some people that just straight out bank this ball. They feel like they're 90% to make it, and they would have banked it. But that's most likely the smarter way to play that shot.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have gone for the bank, but if you do, at least try to get it to wobble in the pocket somewhere.
Yeah. You know, you're trying to say that the balls are up table. How many balls can the guy get? But
I mean, Jason would have had the 1 for sure.
Yeah. Cross over this ball, send the cue ball up table. Try not to sell out the back cut on the 12. Hit that way too hard. I mean, he jibber-jabbered inside the jaws of the pocket, so distance is still available there, but...
Not an easy shot for Rick.
Yeah, and there's no protection. So if you miss this ball, you can easily leave a bank back.
But he's shooting really straight. Nice shot by Rick.
Yeah. Does he take on the 15 ball? No, he's just going to contain. See, that's where your cue ball belongs when you play a safety in 1 pocket.
He rolled that up to the 6 really nicely just now.
All right, so now where do you go here? You just lob at this ball, and you got to leave the angle where you're not just leaving a 1-railer. You kind of want to bait Rick to bank at a ball. And notice that there's this 11 ball up table. It goes to your hole as Jason. The ball that he's frozen to right now goes into his hole as well. So if he can bait Rick to have a back cut bank and sending the cue ball towards that upper left-hand corner. Did he touch it?
Did he make contact with the 6?
Well, about to find out. Because if you can hit it that thin and...
No,
yeah.
I didn't even see it move, but...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jason's bringing out a ball.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate.
So Jason fouled, and he gets -1, so his score is back to 0. The score is 4-0 with Rick in the lead.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't just try to thin the 6. And
Yeah, I'm surprised he hit it so firm, yeah. Rick just drilled another one in with only 3 to go.
Rick having no problems with making these long straight shots. Really good.
But in 1 pocket, you got to be careful. I mean, you need to shoot confidently, but you always got to pay attention to your lead.
6-0.
Yeah, see, here's another interesting shot. It's like you're up 6-0. Is there any reason? Is there a reason to cut the ball, right? But at the same time, you're going to leave a bank on this 8 if you don't shoot it. So, you know, there's probably a better shot of just shooting the 8 ball towards your side pocket or like the right-hand side pocket, and just
you could try banking the 1 and leaving the cue ball towards the left.
If this bank's too high, Jason's going to get a bank. Yeah, this is going to give Jason a good opportunity to bank the 6 ball and head this cue ball up table and be able to shoot one of these 2 balls that are in the center of the table.
Is there a risk of a double kiss here for the 6?
I mean, if you know how to avoid it, you should be okay. This ball is high enough And yeah, you can avoid this.
You know, the cue ball is hard to keep control of. This
Yeah.
shot.
But as Jason just showed us, it was really, really makeable. But he's still hitting the ball just too hard. I mean, he took it. Yeah.
It was a good attempt.
Yeah, but if he didn't hang that ball, I mean, that speed is dangerous. All right, let's see if Rick tries to corner hook and make this ball. He just says, "I'm not scratching for no reason. I'm not that kind of player yet." So, Jason with another bank opportunity.
And that point does go to Jason, so the score is now 6-1.
And all the balls are up table on Jason's side. There's definitely debates of whether or not you want the wedge to be on your side of the table or on the other side of the table. Nick Varner believes that the wedge should be on your opponent's side of the table.
That's what's gonna kill him, bro.
That's a nice spot for the cue ball.
Yeah, did he corner hook him? That would
Yes.
No, that's not good enough, Rick. Your cue ball's in wide open land. Jason's can cue this ball however he likes. You gotta take advantage of this.
Yeah, but where's the shot?
I mean, you got a couple of different ones. Most likely you could bank this. Is that the 9 stripe on Rick's side up there?
Yeah.
You could bank that towards your hole with outside English, and you can drop the cue ball behind the stack of balls. Pretty classic shot. You know, you can hit it with inside English, send it 3 rails towards your hole, and drop the cue ball towards the long rail. But you might sell the bank out on the stripe. Yeah, I don't like shooting into a pile of balls hard. It doesn't.
All right. Jason leaves Rick with the 7.
Yeah, I think he was probably trying to stop shot behind a ball that was in the wedge. Could have been quite a unique shot if he pulled it off.
Has Rick missed like a makeable shot yet?
Not quite sure.
I don't I don't think he has. Really great shooting. This cut for the win? Nope.
And actually, he cut it so bad that Jason's going to have an opportunity to cut this ball and go back up table.
Jason's actually he really needs to get this 8 ball at least close to being in that pocket.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the stripe goes past the 2 solids that are in the middle of the table. I'm pretty sure it does not, but you definitely got to nail this. And he does what you said, Mike. He puts it into play. And he made a big mess.
Rick should be able to kick this out though.
Yeah, but
Make contact with that short rail first.
yeah, but you're on the hill 7-1. You just make this ball.
I would knock it out. Let's see.
No, it's too risky. It's not necessary. But at the same time, you know, you can always, you know, if you're good enough to go rail first on this and, you know, bank it back to your hole. But it's not necessary. Yeah, when you can do that. He needs a 5 to slow down. Okay. But
Nice save by Rick.
yeah, I mean, now Jason should get aggressive. He has no other real choice. Cut this stripe and send it towards the 8 ball, bank it. I think you can get enough speed on that ball.
You talking about the 13?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely no easy shot, that's for sure. But I mean, what else you got? You're frozen. I mean, if you got some good cue ball, you can edge off this stripe that he's near and go behind the 14 stripe that's on the short rail.
He's kicking 2 rails for it.
And
And that's -1 one more time, and Rick's going to have a really, really nice, easy shot.
I almost
close
wonder if
this
it would have
out.
been worth taking a -1 to just stay right there. But Rick would probably just do it again back to you, so. Oh,
All right. Rick takes the first game in a race to 3 in 1 pocket pool.
yeah. So really just a little bit of speed on Jason's behalf. And maybe he wouldn't have sold out as many shots to Rick. There's a difference between shooting a ball and rolling a ball, I guess. Let's see, Rick breaks much more traditional, hitting the edge of the head ball with the inside English.
Nice spread of balls towards his pocket.
Yeah, but his cue ball came too high. Now Jason's got a really good opportunity to bank this ball and take a commanding control of this rack. And he's a little tedious with it, but he does get it.
14 looked like it was going.
Yeah. And he needed to put a little bit more controlled bank on it. Yeah, you can't really edge the. Oh, yeah. I saw what he was looking at, but I'd bank that. Yeah, you can bank that 1 ball back to your hole and send the cue ball table. So Jason, at least, has another opportunity here to kick at this 6 ball that's on the short rail very softly and kind of leave him down there. He plays off the 1, trying to get behind everything. Is there a bank on this 14? It's not really worth it. He's looking to see if he could bank it into the stack, but it's too low. So he does kind of pull off the bank into the stack shot. Really good shot he played there. That could be a turning shot right there. Yeah, you gotta hit this 8 ball and the edge to 6. You might even be able to bank. Kind of crazy trick shot. Wow. Yeah, he's got some funny stuff to do here. But you can always play off this 15 and freeze him onto the stack and survive a little longer. But yeah, some shots are really difficult to defend unless you have like some extreme cue ball. Like you can ticky below this 8 ball, and if you hit it absolutely perfect, you can get behind the 10 in some sense. or at least on the edge of the.
French oak.
Almost like he tried to do. I think he tried to make the ball though.
Thank you guys.
A double or
Double.
Guys should come down for some rice bowls. Great snack to eat while watching some One Pocket. Edamame and kimchi and spicy mayo. It's good. All right, Rick edges that ball. Doesn't really get too containing or too fancy with it. Jason's probably going to have to make this ball and send this 8-ball. If he does it correctly, he can send it towards the stack of balls and maybe send something towards his hole. Again, cue ball a little fast, a little hot. Rick kind of overshot that ball. He might be able to still see this 11. I'm looking at the combo. I don't know about that. I'd just roll onto this 15 stripe and leave him frozen on this orange ball. Well, nothing really developed off that shot, but he has been making balls. I'll put the score count up as soon as he finishes shooting. A little bit better control on that cue ball, getting it much closer to balls. Rick's got a score of 4. Did he leave a shot for Jason? Or is he just trying to hold this ball into the stack? Does he get it high enough? I don't know. Might be able to just edge off this ball and send the cue ball up table. So where are all the fans in the chat room for Jason and Rick over here? Who's got who? Jason eyeing up this little bank. Yeah, see, there's not enough protection on your side. So now Rick can just lob it back to his side and try to use the stack as protection. But he hits it way too hard. Gets lucky that it doesn't scratch. I mean, from up here, there's not much you could do. Unless that stripe in the stack goes to your hole and you had the understanding that it's going to stay on that side. Don't scratch. Don't get too low. Yeah. It's a good try, but I think you can skinny this ball and at least get to the other side of the table. Just don't let him see this ball. Better to not get it to your hole and protect it than to leave it in a position. He didn't hit that thin enough. Jason's going to have a good opportunity here at either this stripe that we were talking about inside the stack, or at the very least taking in a bank at the 8 ball. You can even try applying pressure and banking the 1 and sending the cue ball to the bottom rail, but it's a bank for 1 ball, which I wouldn't like as much. But if this ball goes and then the 4 leaks out to your hole, you can run some balls here. And it does. What a great shot by Jason. And he hangs it. It doesn't go in, which is good. Now he can use it for position if he needs to. Could have got a little more favorable. He's got to use the rails properly. Come around the back side of these 2 stripes. Yeah. Kick behind the stripes. Well, yeah, freezing behind the stripe off this stripe is not bad either. Look at that. In the game of 1 pocket, you do not need to call it. It just needs to go in your hole. Put Jason's score points up as soon as he finishes shooting. It looks like he has 2. Gets a couple of interesting kisses. Gets the cue ball up table. If one of those balls would have stayed near his hole, he would have had some good pressure. Now, with a clean stroke and the slower felt, you could get to the right side of these balls from where we are. And he hangs it. Can't worry too much about that ball hanging in your opponent's hole. You gotta bear down, make this combination, and play position. Unless the edge of the 5 is in your way. And if it is, I suggest making this ball and trying to head towards the up table, but don't pass the side, because then you can start leaving other banks and stuff. So Jason just needs one ball to tie it up. He does go for the combo. He hangs it. He starts to apply some pressure here. And now Rick has to decide if he plays for the combo or just plays the easy ball, and then if he comes up with a shot, then continue. He's going to be aggressive and go for this combination. I don't think it's necessary in this particular position. I think it would be better to go rail first on the ball that's hanging and try to get around to the long rail. And then if you don't like your shot, make the other guy's ball. Well, he steals the ball and gives himself a shot where he can actually make the 7 and make Jason's ball that's hanging in the lower right-hand pocket. Stays down on the shot. Rubs another ball towards Jason's hole. He's got a thin cut here on the 5. Did it pull away from the rail? It did not. And he comes up so straight on the 7, unbelievable. And I think the score is 6-3, if I'm correct. But there's only 5 on the table, so that would not make sense. There's one more ball. This could be his last ball. And he checks the score as well. And he says, yes, that is. So Rick taking down game number 2 here. Yeah, in one pocket, it's such a game of required knowledge. 8-ball and 9-ball, everybody kind of knows the rules and plays the game already. But when it comes to one pocket, it's such a foreign and slow-moving that it really changes the way people think of the game of pool. But once you get a shot, I mean, these people run 7 and 8 out every time. So let's see if Jason goes for that 4th ball break again. And he does, and it really stays tight on him. So he's not leaking anything out on the break. And he's giving Rick a different look at the table than what's usually given to you after the break. I don't know if he can cut this ball into his hole and get away with it. Being up 2-0 is might as well. I mean, but I think he's going to try to back cut this ball towards his hole a little bit. And gets a favorable double kiss, but does leave some kind of bank towards Jason's hole. But I really wouldn't be taking it. I'd prefer shooting at the stripe that's towards the middle of the table. Because you have to hit this bank so stiff and so hard that I don't really love it. I prefer lobbing the cue ball. Yeah, you see? I mean, I think he got away with it. I don't think the one ball can be seen here. Rick's just going to shoot this away. Got to pay attention to not leave a bank here. And I think he's going to leave a bank. No, he does not. Jason with an opportunity to stick him in the glove using the 6. We're inside the stack. Might be able to make this one ball off the back of the stack too, but that's aggressive. Yeah, he gets that ball up in there. And he even gets a little bit of a roll, sending a ball to his hole. Well, that's gonna, yeah, as you see Rick nodding his head, that's definitely gonna shake things up here in game number 3. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit of a pickle. You almost have to like 2-rail kick below this stripe. Long rail, but maybe he can see enough of this. Yeah, he gives him the point. That's good enough. Cue ball rolls a little bit far. Now Jason can do something with this 6 ball. Yeah, you would need to play with outside English to get it into the glove and go all the way up table to have enough speed. The 2-railer is a little difficult. I think he's trying to play this 1 off the bottom of the stack. Come on. Nice. Really good look by Jason on a beautiful carom shot off the stack. Now you got to bear down, play position for this 8 ball. Does he get enough roll? Gets it a little bit light. And he's going to come up with a bank at the 6, but it's not the shot that he wanted, I don't think. And I don't think the 2 goes off the stripe. He might have just glanced at that just for fun. Yeah, you really want to control this cue ball and get it into the stack. Don't worry about the 6. Yeah, he gets a kind of a favorable bump. Don't think he can see the stripe or the 8 ball for a bank into Rick's corner. Rick has the lower right-hand corner. Jason, lower left-hand corner. With a score of 2-0 now. And he's definitely going to eye up, take his time, try to protect his lead and his score lead as well. And he doesn't want to get aggressive and give Jason the opportunity to steal a game here.
Thank you.
And he does something a little bit interesting. Like, you don't play a shot in one pocket where you're not really sure of the outcome of the cue ball. So Jason needs to bear down and make himself some good balls here. I think he can make this and play to the 2. And if he has too much angle there, you should be able to make this 8 ball and drift down to have a bank on possibly the 5. I don't think he can avoid the 2 and come across table to the 8. See what he does. He does avoid the 2, but he also avoids making the ball. Yeah, he's going to bank at this 8 ball if he can see it. Looks like he's banking at the stripe. He is banking at the stripe. He grazes the lower stripe. And Jason needs to start capitalizing on some of these more open cue balls.
Yeah, sure. For 2? How long were you guys all night? Any drinks or anything?
Kind of plays the umbrella shot. Almost gets the cue ball into a nice, tight location. But Rick able to see the stripe below the orange ball here. And if he is able to freeze him onto the orange ball and not get a 2-rail double kiss, then I think you should probably pull something like that off. Let's see what he pulls off. He goes 2 rails forward to get around the back side of the stack. And did he sell at any banks? Kind of, but nothing too fancy or too easy. It's probably easy to just shoot the cue ball into the stripe in the middle of the table, the red one, send that one crisscrossing back to your side of the table, 1 rail. Send the cue ball off the short rail at the top of the table, lobbing down towards this side of the table, even inside to the top of the stack. But he plays a combination bank. Not the worst if this ball can stop. Can Rick send it to his hole? It's possible. I don't think he can see the stripe for a bank, so he's definitely going to shoot this ball towards his hole, I have a feeling. I mean, you can shoot the ball firmer towards your opponent's hole in some sense and play into the stack, but the ball can twist and come back. Yeah, he was worried about leaving a bank here, and if he was playing Tony Chohan, maybe somebody would be banking this ball towards his hole. But other than that, Jason's going to have to figure out how to contain this 5 ball. And he's ignoring it. Let's see what he goes for. Okay, he sends a ball towards his hole and puts the cue ball into the balls that are here in the middle of the racking area. Leaves Rick jacked up with a pretty good chance of a double kiss. Let's see if he recognizes it. Does not. Still left him that same ugly shot. And to avoid, you gotta hit this bank so hard, it's dangerous. Yeah, that's dangerous. He got lucky he double kissed. Well, they're both shooting towards their hole without waiting for the opponent to make the mistake. Rick going to try to send the cue ball up table, but the 6 ball will be in play. Oh no, he draws the cue ball. Interesting. Yeah, now you just got to edge this 5 ball and freeze him onto it. Just lightly touch the orange ball right here. And even though you're going to be leaving Rick to like shoot a ball away from your hole, there would be a good chance that you probably get a bank out of it or another strong containing shot. He decides to go up table, and I think he's going to be banking this to the wrong hole. Rick may be able to get on the board here on this third game. And he gets straight in again. I mean, maybe he's not completely straight. He can go 2 rails forward, but ain't my favorite shot, I'll tell you that. He knows it's funny, but he also doesn't know where he's going. He just knew he was going to be able to apply this, and that's it. Don't get aggressive if you don't have to. Sending this bank towards your hole could sell out the stripe. Or even banking it to your opponent's hole when you bank short like that. But he kind of gets away with it. There's a possibility that he got away with it. If Jason bears down, he should be able to cut this ball into his hole, but Jason's going to be frustrated that he didn't come up with a shot there. Not the worst cross bank. It actually opened up a lot on him, but he does get a good cue ball. He needs to slow down. Okay, left Rick up the table. I'm not sure if the tangent line of this ball is exactly to the 5. But it can always hit it funny and scratch. He misses a ball, and thinking Jason will have a shot at this 5. Now he just needs to figure out where he's going. And don't just play to this ball right here. You're better off trying to play for a ball that's going to give you more than one ball next. Almost thin cutting the cue ball into a direction towards the piece of green chalk you see on the short rail, and going up through the blue and the purple stripe. I think he's going for the inside English 2 rails. No, he just pokes it up table. And again, now you're just shooting at the stripe again that we were just discussing, which would need outside English to try to get towards the other stripe that's near your opponent's hole. But you can also go up table and shoot the 3 balls that are on your side. He doesn't even shoot it towards his hole. Interesting. Could have been uglier shot than it looked. No, 3-2. It looks like 3-2 is the ball count here, folks. Jason with 3 balls. No. And Rick's going to come away with a blunder of a shot, letting his cue ball get away from him a little bit. And Rick will owe a ball for that shot. All right, Jason. We know you can make balls. Now you just got to figure out where do you want to play position so that you can get a couple of them. Where does this ball take you? Takes you to the stripe with a back angle. Does the bank angle drop him to the ball on the short rail down here? Does he rub this solid purple ball as well in such a way? He overcuts it because he was a little concerned. I don't think the 8-6 is makeable with the 5 in there, but it could be. Jason adding a ball to his resume. And grazes the rail, trying to make position. And Jason's going to have to ignore this ball again that's hanging in Rick's hole and run some balls of his own first. And gets into that cue ball pretty decently. If these two green balls here in the middle are lined up, that's going to be quite favorable for Jason. And I'm pretty sure that puts Jason at 5 balls right now. I'll wait to put up the score until he finishes his inning. When the player puts balls up, so do I. See, now that he remembered, so do I. Well, that was a pretty draw shot. Gets a lucky little rub off that ball to give himself a shot on this purple. And he hangs it. Jason with an open table and an opportunity. So Rick showing a little one-pocket fatigue here into the third game. With Jason just needing to capitalize on 3 balls to take game number 3. And to make the score tied at 2-1. Wow. Little unfortunate. Surprised he didn't go to the extension. I know he has one. He lets Rick off the hook. Let's see if Rick can finish the game from here. An open table. I'm definitely missing a couple of balls here. See one down in the hole, which is already Rick's. Yeah, he's missing one. I think Jason might actually have 6 balls. We're going to say Jason has 6 balls here, folks, too. If I'm looking at the ball count on the rack, that's kind of what it looks like. And that would make the score count better. Incorrect. 5 balls on the table. Jason leading 6-4 with a bank here to put himself on the hill for this rack. Banks it a little long. Controls his cue ball. And this is where knowledge of the game of one pocket changes the ideas of what you're thinking. Part of me is starting to look at a 3-railer on this solid orange ball or red. He's looking at a 1-rail bank with protection and comes up short. But with that speed, at least he didn't leave a bank for Jason. But now he tied up those balls, which leaves Jason an easy bank here on the stripe. He can bank this blue stripe, and there's nothing in his way. And gets a rub. I don't know if it's going to bounce high enough. This could be back cut to Rick's hole. Cue ball's going to be traveling towards that corner pocket for a possible scratch. Doesn't make it and doesn't scratch. And now Jason will come to the table with his opportunity to either randomly fly out a ball to his hole or try to control his lead and freeze Rick to something somewhere. Can he play off the 6 and get tight enough to the black ball? And he uses the black ball instead. And he leaves a pretty simple opportunity for Rick to send a ball towards his hole. But if this cue ball wraps around the 10, it's not going to be good. Which Rick paid attention to, and that's why he came up quite short of position. But now, the way that that ball came across the table like that, Jason has an opportunity to bank this ball and hold it against the rail without too much concern. But if he misses the bank long, he would end up selling out a bank most likely for Rick. So, probably better off just moving that ball off the short rail, as crazy as that sounds, instead of banking towards her hole. But he does send the ball towards his hole. He was not able to protect behind the 8 ball. Yeah, this takes a little bit of a kind of a touch. You kind of just roll at the, from what we're looking at, the side that's closer to the long rail of the 6, and you can send it to your hole. Not like purposely, but like your side of the table. Tries to drop below the 6 off the 10, and I don't think that's going to be good enough. Jason should be able to cut the 6 and spin with outside English and go up table to either the stripe or the 8 ball. Jason kicks at a ball. That's why you don't kick in this game. Does he get away with it? I mean, he would have won if he made it, right? But he is jacked up. Kind of gets away with that kick a little bit. but it leaves the same kind of ticky the edge of the 6-ball shot. Rick going for his extension. You gotta make sure not to move the 8-ball. Banks the 6 away. And Jason with an opportunity to move balls away from Rick's hole here. He can shoot this 3 into the 10 and move everything away. He decides to bank the ball towards his hole. Didn't really give away much, which is a good shot. Is he going to move this ball and try to send the 3-ball towards his hole? Similar to the way he lost playing Rowe, when Rowe made the 9-ball into his corner pocket. No, he just moves the ball slowly away as Mike walks through the stream. Sizing up the shots here. Pretty sure he's going for the 3-railer on the 8 there. And depending on how tight he is against the 6-ball, Rick's definitely going to be shooting this towards his hole. Should be able to just throw it down to his pocket. You know, too many of these leagues with their push rules have ruined people's abilities to know how to throw a ball. Yeah, he's too concerned about the double hit. And
At the bar.
yeah, he was just too concerned about the double hit and ends up overcutting it. And now Jason sitting pretty with an opportunity to get his 2 balls and take down game number 3. Well, he stayed down in the shot quite nicely, but unfortunately didn't come up with the pot. And he does get the 8-ball high enough where Rick is not going to be able to bank at this without any kind of easy endeavor. He'll probably try spinning behind the 3-ball. He puts the ball on his side of the table, but he goes up table. He's going to sell out.
Hey, Mickey. It's Mike.
Welcome back, Mike.
So, looks like Rick was able to pick up a 2-0 lead, but Jason's leading in this this 3rd game.
Yeah, Rick's definitely gotten quite aggressive in his 3rd game, trying to seal the deal, and he might have just sealed his fate into game 3.
Yeah, when you get too aggressive in one pocket, it's easy to give your opponent a shot.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when, you know, your opponent has the ability to shoot and make balls.
Yeah. Jason Rivera did beat Manh, our number 10 player, who's shooting excellent. So that's quite the statement right there.
And he does get a good containing roll right there to keep Rick in a position of defense. But Rick's going to try to bank this ball. He sees no reason not to. But you can easily sell out a bank to your hole. Yeah, see, that ball didn't open on him. And now, did he sell the bank out on the 6? I don't know.
Not really.
Not really. But Jason could send the 6 towards his hole, and with a little bit of spin, kind of lay on the bottom rail. He was scared of the double kiss again. Does it get high enough? I think it does. I don't think this ball is going to cut anybody. I don't think anybody's cutting that 6 ball anytime soon. But this bank is pretty free here. He knows what to do here, folks. He's eyeing it up. Cue ball is going to be coming 3 rails around the table behind this 3 ball.
What is he eyeing exactly?
Yeah, he's a little. He could bank this ball and send a cue ball.
You're talking about the 11?
And you bank, and the cue ball comes 3 rails around the table, even 4 rails almost, and lays right down here. I want to see him play it. There it goes. 1, 2, 3. And lays it down here. What a great shot.
Yeah, that is a great shot. Didn't see that one.
No.
That's a useful pattern to recognize.
Yeah, very much a billiard, 3-cushion billiard tangent line there for sure. Alrighty, well. Again, this ball could be a little bit too far off the short rails for him to feel comfortable clearing it, but you don't need to get it that aggressive. Well, this rack. So, yeah, let's see what Jason can come up with. If he can get behind these, is he going to get too aggressive and try to get behind these balls? And Jason's got a kind of a similar shot that like Rick did. He could have played off this and come 3 rails around, but this is touchy. This is so touchy. It's okay. Rick's not going to be able to do much from here.
Would he consider the 14?
Is that the ball that's up here on the short rail?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's free to put the cue ball onto the other long rail. But...
Yeah. And, you could bank this a little wide on purpose to try to carry him off the 11.
Yeah, but the side pocket sometimes comes into play banking that ball and catches the point. I don't know about this. I don't know. Did it get low enough?
Risky shot that kind of paid off.
Yeah, I mean, a good player will cut this 8 ball. The 3 ball is a little bit easier to get below these 2 balls, but then you'll leave a bank on the 8. It crosses over the 11. He needs this cue ball to keep going. He might get away with this. Wow, good roll.
He was definitely a little nervous before that cue ball landed there.
Yeah, pool gods are definitely trying to make Rick pay for his aggressive 3rd rack here.
Look at this, a good line.
Yeah, he just keeps sending balls to his hole, hoping that, Jason makes a mistake. But if Jason decides to bear down and shoot one of these balls in, Rick might be paying the price for it.
Do you have a tab?
Jason should be able to knock this 3 ball out, though.
Yeah, you should be able to stop and hold the ball down table, but good chance you sell out the 6 or the 8 as a bank.
Oh, he's kicking?
Oh, he's playing a ball. This is actually not.
That's
the
a good
worst
shot. That's a good shot. Is the 3 partially blocking the 6?
Yeah, that's the question. And if the cue
It
ball,
is. It is. From this angle, we can see it.
Yeah, and if the cue ball was further up table, it would be more dangerous. Yeah, use your lead and shoot the 8. Interesting.
Yeah, so you guys pay for an hour for 4, right?
Yeah, it just removes the ball. And he really gets a nice roll on this cue ball.
Yeah, cue ball sitting behind the 6.
Well, with that 14 ball at table, now you can soft kick behind the 3, and you're not going to leave a bank. It's a little too firm.
Uh-oh.
That's not a soft. That was a medium. 165 is medium.
Rick should be able to make position for the 8 here.
Yeah. But is it better to go all the way up table to the 11 ball first? I mean, I see players like Pagalayan and stuff that always try to get as high as they can on the balls first and work their way down.
Depends how confident he is.
Exactly.
The easier shot is just to make sure you pocket the 6 and roll that cue ball behind the 8.
Correct. But if you miss it, then you're in the middle of the table.
Yeah, he's going for that 8. Good spot.
Did you say you wanted to play double?
He stays down, makes the ball.
Really nice.
He's going to try to get it to a bank. Oh, and he makes a nice
Does he
cross.
make it? He makes it. What a shot by Rick. Wow. Not only tying it up, but taking the lead.
With a really simple shot at the win.
Wow. Wow, Rick. No way. What a way to finish out this rack. Down
Man.
4-6. Down 4-6, finishing up 8-6 with consecutive shots.
I can't believe
I think it's a square.
just a simple soft kick changed the whole tide of the game.
What a shot by Rick, showing us why he's number 8.
Yeah, definitely Rick shot pretty good. Jason, a little bit too fast of a cue ball for the game of one pocket, I feel. But nevertheless, showed us that he was starting to bear down and learn the game. So, yeah.
Hey, shout out to Big Kitty in the live chat. Wow, what a run. Yeah, that was an insane way to finish that off. Congrats to Rick for defending his position. Thank you guys for tuning in to Billiard Breakdown for number 8, Rick Hovey, defending his position against number 9, Jason Rivera. This was a race to 3 in one pocket pool in the top 10 players in Rochester, New York. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.